Revenge films.
My name is Sean, a 29-year-old salaryman. I've always thought that my wife, Mary, who is the same age as me, was too good for me. She's bright and fun to talk to. On top of that, she has a creative and fancy job in the city. She was always lively, working her dream job. She was very extroverted, but for some reason she had no friends at university. I was always wondering why, but I finally found out the reason. Surprisingly, it turns out that my wife was part of the criminal club at university. It was just yesterday when I found out this surprising truth. A married woman in my neighborhood secretly told me about it.
Your wife was part of the criminal club that looked like a normal event organizing club from the outside in university. She knew how the girls who got drunk at these events were going to end up in the hands of guys. She lured the girls into these events for the guys to get money from them.
That was what she suddenly told me. That was a crime case that happened more than 10 years ago, but when I looked it up on the internet, I found many articles about it. It was true that some female staffers were involved and that they invited girls to receive money, and that information was clearly written in these articles. The story had no plot holes, but there wasn't any evidence as well. It could be a lie. But the neighbor said it was a story she heard from her friend, and what she told me seemed very believable with all the details and realism. It made me think she was actually the victim. What should I do? I asked if I could leave work early today and had my head in my arms, not knowing what to do next. If my wife was a victim of any harassment, including sexual assault, I was prepared to support her all the way. But if she's the one guilty for doing those acts, what am I supposed to do? Of course, what the neighbor told me could be a lie, and she might not have been a member of the criminal club. I know it's best to check with my wife if it's true or not. But I didn't have the courage to. I loved my wife, who was bright and easy to talk to, but I felt fear at the bottom of my heart, as if my wife had changed into someone I didn't know. That night, when she came home, I asked her about her club activities. Then she laughed it off.
If you're asking me this, I bet you don't know if it's true or not. I bet there was no evidence.
Yeah. She apparently had videos and photos that could be used as proof. But she said she got rid of all of them because it was a past she wanted to forget.
Me being a part of, what was it again? A criminal club? There's only one person who claims that I was part of the club, right? Maybe she just wants to ruin my life by spreading false rumors.
No, I don't think so. Her testimonies were clear and made sense. She even knew your old last name and the university you used to go to.
People can find this information so easily nowadays. And did she tell you to pay her money to keep her mouth shut?
No, she just told us to move to somewhere else. She doesn't want to see your face. And if she ever gives birth, she doesn't want someone like you to be near her baby. In the end, my wife firmly claimed that she was innocent, and I had no proof to prove her wrong. The next day, I told my neighbor how my wife reacted. It's not that believable with just one testimony from you. We don't have any proof either. I know that this happened long ago, but do you know any other victims? It would be great if you can also bring me some proof. To be honest, I believed in half of what my wife had said, and I bet that not many victims would reveal themselves and no proof would be found for something that happened years ago. But we easily found proof and other people who were willing to testify. When I showed my wife the proof I found, she easily admitted that she had been part of a criminal club. However,
I wasn't in the leader group, though. I was just staff. My job was to invite girls who took the same class or something to these events.
But you got money in return, didn't you?
They sometimes pay you, too, when you find people to participate in your matchmaking parties. The person who told you about this, and you're saying as if I'm a criminal, but I was never arrested. I was just taken to the police station by choice. The only people who got arrested were the guys.
My wife's shocking past was revealed. I only thought she was a bright and outgoing person, but seeing her refusing to admit how bad her actions were and not showing any signs of regret made me realize that this is not what you could call just being positive. Even if you weren't in the leader group, you were inviting groups to these events knowing what would happen to them. You also received a lot of money in return as rewards.
Why do you not understand? I had no power in this club. They didn't tell me anything. I'm basically a victim too. I'm not to be blamed. First of all, it was just the guys who hurt these girls. That's why they were the only ones who got arrested. Yes, I'm just a weak girl who is still being affected by what those guys did.
I don't care what you think about it. It's the truth that you were part of an act of crime. I'm divorcing you. You got married without telling me something so important. That's a sufficient reason for us to get a divorce.
Oh.
My wife started to cry in a loud voice. She kept on weeping, so we were unable to talk further about our divorce. When I tried to talk about it again on a different day, she cried again, and it would end without being able to have a proper discussion with her. She screams,
"It happened more than 10 years ago! It's unfair to get a divorce!"
When I told her the undeniable truth, it's unfair for the women who were invited to these events by you. No matter how many years passed, the scar these women were left with would never heal. She would cry even harder. Crying would just delay everything and change nothing. A few days later, I found out that she was really just trying to delay things. The night I came home from work, my parents-in-law were visiting us without telling me beforehand. The three of them, including my wife, stared at me in a blaming manner. "Your wife is upset every day with puffy eyes. Do you not feel anything about that?"
Right, everyone makes mistakes in life. She regrets what she did, so can't you forgive her for once?
I was shocked to hear what my parents-in-law said to me. "You sound like you're not involved at all, as if this wasn't your problem. But you don't even apologize to me for keeping this a secret from me?" My parents-in-law went silent, but my wife screamed.
It all happened more than 10 years ago. I already did everything I can to the victims. It's all about the past.
How dare you claim your innocence when you've never even bothered to apologize to them, nor shown any signs of regret? I didn't know you were such a cold person.
You also promised we'd support each other forever at our wedding, but you're trying to dump me? Now that you think that you'll be in trouble? Oh, you're so cold.
Despite being involved in a huge crime case, you're the one who betrayed me first by keeping it a secret from me.
The leader group, who were actually the ones committing the crime, got arrested already. So it's wrong for those who personally want others like me to get arrested. What's wrong with the victims to bring this up again now?
Not only was she insulting me, but she was also insulting the victims. My parents-in-law were trying to keep things vague by insisting we should deal with it in a more peaceful manner. I made my decision that I'll definitely be getting a divorce. I should get a divorce right now. I shouldn't be with people who want to keep it a secret and refuse to admit their crimes. And it sounds like they knew what the victims had to go through. It makes me nauseous just to think about what happened to them. You should admit your crime. I'm definitely getting a divorce. In the end, I had to fight hard to get a divorce. But this really made her take responsibility for her acts of crime. As a result of making a huge fuss about our divorce, it was revealed to the people at work, as well as those in our neighborhood, that she used to be part of a criminal club. Most of the victims refused to speak up about it, and this all happened 10 years ago. Many didn't even know that this happened, but as a result of her trying to claim her innocence, she ended up revealing everything herself. It became hard for her to keep her job, and she had to quit. Moreover, everyone in her hometown found out about it too, so she was no longer able to go home. I heard that her parents-in-law were also living uncomfortably now. I bet my ex-wife is finally regretting her actions now that she lost a place to go home to and a place to work at.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.